And out here coming at you with another video. And in this video, we're going to unpack a few things because whenever you Google my name, sometimes you'll see a lot of mixed reviews and you'll always see the number one thing is like, Sin's spreading misinformation. She's lying. Well, let's unpack some of these things because you can go vet and research everything that I say. But what I really want you to do is start paying attention to the people who are rage baiting you, because when you are rage baited, you can't use common sense, right? So we're going to unpack a little bit of that today. I love Wholesale Supplies Plus, and here's one of their videos. These are all of the products that go into a conditioner. As you can see, what does that say? Silk amino acid. Now, silk amino acids, its property within conditioner is what gives it its slip. It's what makes it protective and so many other things. I have a video on silk amino acids coming up next, and it's going to be all about silk amino acid. And then you guys can do your own research for yourself, okay? But as you can see here, silk amino acid is one of the main additives within a conditioner, and I want you to pay attention to how many different containers of conditioner this person is going to get out of this mixture that you just saw. So it's a very, very small amount of silk amino acid, but silk amino acid is one of the main properties in hair care products. When I have my own product line, Silk Fusion Therapy, that I still have a patent on right now, one of the main ingredients is silk amino acid. So it's not something that I am going to debate with anybody about. You can believe whatever you choose to believe, but if I'm making it up, then most product lines are making it up as well. And another thing that I'll see is most people think that I hate natural hair. That cannot be further from the truth. I absolutely adore the virgin hair that is coming out of your hair, and I adore that virgin hair if it's chemically treated in any type of way. But to say that a person who has dedicated their entire adult life to studying the science of the human body hates curly hair is absolutely crazy. So right now what we're doing, this is a client that was a client of mine for years before I stopped doing hair, and then once I stopped doing hair, she had to find someone else, and the someone else that she found, the other people, they ended up taking too many of her disulfide bonds throughout the silk press process. And as you can see, this is from within the 7-day challenge. My beauties in the 7-day challenge are getting it done at any and every length, but in the 7-day challenge I teach you how to do it. I do not hate natural hair. I hate the lazy natural hair care practices that you guys have and the attitude and the mentality that people have around it when there's no education to back it. The amount of irritation that people get when they're really just throwing things at the wall and guessing, that is what I dislike. But to say that a person, again, who spent their entire adult life into learning the science of the human body and into mastering black hair care is crazy. Now, the things that you're going to see on the screen are all of the women within the 7-day challenge and what they have to say about it. It's one thing for me to say it in videos, but it's a whole nother thing to watch multiple women that live in multiple places getting results. So if I'm lying and flying, so are hundreds and hundreds of women. But one thing that you will notice if you rewind it, when I went ahead and posted the things from the blog post, one thing that you'll see, that you'll notice, is the main complaint that women have, and not the women in the 7-day challenge, but women who are on my stuff. They're like, it just takes too much work. Her videos are too long. It's too much to learn. My brain can't handle this much information. So it's different, right? It's different strokes for different folks, and there will be teachers who can give it to you in 2-minute videos, but I'm not that type of teacher, right? I'm breaking things down and breaking things down in a way that once you get it, you got it. So even if you do make a mistake, you can fix it, right? In a second, I'm going to show you one of the beauties that has been in the 7-day challenge for years, right? But because she is still a part of the group, because you're always a part of the group, when you run into hiccups, you'll be okay, because to say that you're not gonna like have a lazy month or a lazy week ever again in your life is unrealistic. So you may have one, but the women within the 7-day challenge, when they actually go through the steps, when they actually do the work, they can reverse anything without me. They don't even need me to reverse it, because once you take in the information, you got it. But if the only time you're learning natural hair care is from people who are only, oh, curly hair, or people who are rage baiting you and like they don't know what they're talking about, then you're never going to know what you're talking about. You're always going to be distracted, right? I do not come at hair care from an emotional standpoint. It may sound like it because I'm a really intense and animated person. Oh, but it's never coming from emotion. I am about to be 34 years old, July 20th. So I've been doing this my entire adult life. There is nothing else that I've done. So absolutely, I'm passionate about it. But my passion is backed by facts. And when I say facts, I'm talking about the fact that the people who actually do the work and who actually listen to what I'm saying and actually research and vet for themselves without being rage baited and just searching the internet, she's lying, then you're not going to get anywhere. But the people who sit down and really, really are open to learning, they're the ones who are getting results. Now, right now, what I am doing is giving her a arginine treatment. Now, you have different options when it comes to bond reconstruction. You have Olaplex, you have oh my God, I cannot talk right now. You have what I'm using right now, which is Joico, and then you have Curl Smith and other stuff like that. I don't really, Curl Smith and stuff like that is not really my thing. There are only 2 other bond reconstructors that I recommend other than Olaplex, and Joico's Arginine Complex is one of them. Okay, so I'll have a video coming really, really soon about it, but that is the system that I am using right now on her hair. So I'm going to leave the product in the description box below and on the screen, as well as in my Amazon store, so make sure you check that out. But what this treatment is doing is making sure her hair is strong. A lot of people are not going to want to hear this, but one of the biggest myths in the natural community is once your curls are not there, your hair is damaged, and that is not true. There is a difference between curl reformation and bond damage. Now, when you have heat damage, you have broken ends, like your hair is mushy to touch, like it's damaged. But in this case, her hair was still extremely strong and fortified. The only problem is too many of her bonds were removed, or bonds were removed during the flat ironing process. And if you do it right, no bonds should be removed, period, when you're flat ironing hair. But if you don't do it right, they are removed. So having bonds removed is not the same thing as having damaged hair. For example, if you get a relaxer, what you are literally doing is removing a set amount of bonds. All women with relaxed hair do not have damaged hair. This is another beauty from inside the 7-day challenge. And again, I want to make note of the fact that within the 7-day challenge, they understand that they have options. They're not tied down. I can only wear my hair curly. I can never do. No, they do all things, because hair care is a holistic practice. And if you are stuck in one facet of it, you are not doing hair care right, because you should be able to master your hair in all forms. Every woman of every race and every ethnic background should be able to wear her hair in multiple forms without having damage. And the issue is, and the mind cloudiness is just simply based on the fact that everybody thinks that they have to pick one hairstyle. Like, I have to wear my hair like this. I can't blow dry it. I can't put anything in it. If I use a flat iron, my hair is damaged. And it is simply not true. It's not. And it's one thing for me to say it out of my own mouth, but it's another thing to see a whole lot of different women saying the same thing and actually getting results fast, right? You're also going to see pop up on the screen one of the women, multiple women, within the 7-day challenge had seborrheic dermatitis and dandruff most of their life. And then next thing you know, they join the 7-day challenge and it's gone in less than a week. That's why I call it the 7-day challenge, because when you hop in and you really do the work, and not you are going into the 7-day challenge, skimming through a couple of my videos like, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to try this, you deciding you're going to pick a couple of things from Team Natural and a couple of things from my challenge and put them together. It doesn't work like that. You have to pick a side. You have to either pick the side where you're only putting yourself in this one small box, or you can learn how to manipulate your hair in all forms, whether you're wearing your hair in its curly state for a couple of days, or if you are doing a blowout, or if you're doing a flexi rod set or a roller set or a perm rod set. There's so many options. I'm telling you that the two lazy ones that everybody does, it's only hurting. And when you look within my 7-day challenge, when you look at the comments that are popping up on the screen, people can feel however they want to feel. But at the end of the day, it is when they stopped the Team Natural practices, the wash and goes, the twist outs. And again, within the 7-day challenge, they know what I mean by twist outs. Nobody in the 7-day challenge says, Cynthia hates natural hair. Cynthia hates our twist outs and our wash and goes. No. They understand the difference, and then not only do they understand the difference, they apply it. And when you yourself can feel the difference, there's nothing to argue about. So that's why most of the time here on my channel, you guys, you'll see me for a minute, you'll hear from me for a minute, and then you just won't, because sometimes it is really, really emotionally draining to feel like you have to constantly come online and defend yourself against things that you've already proven, right? So these are things that I really want everybody to think about. Moreover, I really want you guys to start paying attention to the way that you feel emotionally when you watch these videos, because at the end of the day, it's hair. If anybody should be irritated or frustrated, it's me, right? Because I've been spending my life researching and studying this and putting the pieces together. But there is no reason that you should feel frustrated, mad, irritated, wanting to fight, angry after watching a hair video. If you feel those emotions, my love, you are being rage baited, and you need to understand the difference of that, because the reality of it is, unless somebody has done something physically to you, there is no reason that you should be upset, mad, judging, making assumptions about anybody's character, anything based on hair practices, especially if you're just in observation mode, all right? So now at this point, again, she has already had her arginine treatment. After her arginine treatment, the only thing on her hair is leave-in conditioner. Now I am brown brushing her hair, and as you can see, feel free to zoom in at any time, there is no hair whatsoever on our brown brush. Even though bonds were removed from her hair without her knowledge, right? Because that's all that happened with the curl pattern change. Her hair is still strong and it is not damaged. She does not have to cut off all of the pieces that are not curly. The only reason women were doing that back in the day was because at the beginning of the Team Natural thing, or even now, is because if you're wearing your hair curly, for a vanity metric, it's not cute, right? If you have straight pieces and curly pieces, that is the only reason that they were cutting them. And I need you to know that. I really need everybody to understand that. Nobody's cutting hair that is straighter because it is damaged. Now, there are cases where the straighter pieces are damaged, 1000%, but everybody is not in that place. This is another beauty from within the 7-day challenge. This is her hair with a blowout and lightly straightened, and as you can see, she has beautiful, thick, and healthy hair that is not damaged because she's deciding to use a blow dryer, right? The women within the challenge, they are still going to the gym, they're still working out, they're doing all of the things, and they know what to do and what not to do with their hair, so that way they are more than capable of retaining length. And the natural sebum is flowing down her scalp. The shine that you're seeing in her hair, my love, is not from products. It's not. The things that you see online are all rage baiting you into buying products. You don't need them. And within the 7-day challenge, they all know that. Once they have their set couple of products that they need, those are it indefinitely. And that's the same thing for everybody else. Once you have a good shampoo, conditioner, a scalp scrub, a leave-in conditioner, a foam wrap, or a heat protectant, depending on what your styling practices are, you're good. Oh, and a serum. But all of these products are going to be dependent on what style you're doing or how you're wearing your hair, because products do not help grow hair. They don't help maintain hair. No, your patterns do. And the products that you use help you to maintain those patterns. And this is something that I want everybody to think about, something that I want everybody to remember, because it's not as simplistic as, oh, all you got to do is put your hair like this, do a finger coil like this, because this is the thing. Everybody's been doing that for the last 12 years, 12 to 13 years. If it worked, why is everybody still looking for new products every time something is released? Why is everybody always switching products? Within the 7-day challenge, once they pick a product, they're not switching. Unless the product line changes something about the formulation, that's the product that they're using. That's it, and that's all. And it's the same thing for my clients, right? I flat ironed her hair I want to say, because I know her porosity was low, so I didn't go past like 400 degrees for her hair. 100% didn't go past 400 degrees for her hair. But does this look like damaged hair to you? I don't think it does. Her hair doesn't look damaged at all. Now, if you want to take it from a vanity metric of how her hair looked wet, then I guess you could do that. But in my opinion, it's not needed. Now, this is another doll within the 7-day challenge, and she's showing her hair. This is her hair in November. Now, again, you are not going to be perfect. You may have a mistake. You may have a lazy month where you're like, oh, I left it in too long, and get a setback like this beauty did. But because she knows what to do, because she's a part of the 7-day challenge, and because she has routines and patterns, she can reverse it with no problem. It is not a big deal. It's not a big deal whatsoever. She showed you her patterns, and now this is where she is today in this video, and she's moving further, and her density is going to just keep increasing over time. That's how it goes, right? And here on the screen, this is one of my regular clients that had beautiful, thick, and long hair, right? And her hair is naturally curly, but she didn't wear it naturally curly. She preferred to wear it straight, right? Didn't put the whole video in there, but her hair is beautiful, and so is this other member from inside the 7-day challenge. You guys can pause the video to read it for yourself, but you can clearly see what she has to say, right? And look at her hair. Look at her hair. Black women can have long, thick, and beautiful hair, and the only way to having thick and beautiful hair is not leaving your hair wet, is not leaving it in twist, is not letting it air dry. So when you if you want to say I hate something, I hate laziness. I hate the lack of accountability. But when you're accountable and when you follow certain patterns and routines, you heal scalp inflammation. That's her before and after, from her edges thin and now where it is today. So this is why, again, I'm not a person who has any desire whatsoever to sit online going back and forth with anybody, even though sometimes I will address things because I'll get people constantly sending me emails or tagging me in things. But I can promise you, I've never spent any time out of my existence watching any of the videos made about me. You know why? That is not my purpose. This is my purpose, because there are so many Black women who are ashamed to wear their hair in any other way than wet, in any other way than air dried, right? And you don't have to feel that way. Now, I'm not trying to talk nobody out of nothing. If you still want to wash and go and twist out, do it. But just know, everybody, every cosmetologist, every professional is not going to agree with you. And we can agree to disagree. I am agreeing that I completely and totally disagree with everything that the Team Natural community talks about. I 1,000,000% disagree. So let's agree that we disagree, and let's focus on our own race, right? If you're a Team Natural person, right, and that's the type of content that you make, then my baby, focus on that. Center in on that. Why are you worried about me? We have two different audiences, right? Because as you can see from here on the screen, there are so many women who are not pressed about wearing their hair air dried. So many women who are not pressed about putting oils and grease and butters and things of that nature in the scalp. These are things that I want everybody to know. So when it says that I'm a master cosmetologist, I mean it, because I have mastered every texture. And let's be real. If I can master all of these different textures, going from curly to straight, all of these different haircuts, do you think it's hard for me to put some products, layer products inside your hair and finger coil or do some twists? That is literally the easiest thing. I could teach my 12-year-old daughter how to do flat twists. I could teach my 12-year-old daughter how to do wash and goes. It literally takes no skill level, no scientific knowledge whatsoever to do natural hairstyles. It literally takes nothing. All you need is a whole bunch of products. So anyway, this beauty here, as you can see, this is a retouch relaxer. This is Mama been getting relaxers for years. And as you can see, Mama don't have no bald spots, none of that. Now, this is my first time doing her hair, right? But she knew exactly what she wanted. Not to mention, her hair had already been previously relaxed. So the person who relaxed her hair before me went past the 70% that I normally relax to, which is fine though. Her hair was not damaged in any way, shape, or form. It was not in any way, shape, or form, right? But when you're getting a relaxer, what you're doing is taking those bonds and you're just moving them around, right? I'm reorganizing the bonds that are in your hair and I'm putting them in other places. But this very first step is me breaking down and removing some of that protein. Now, when you smooth it down, you're not rubbing it into the scalp, you're just smoothing the product down. And if you know what you're doing, you've already based the scalp with a polymer that's thick enough to the point where nothing will get on the scalp. And the neutralizing shampoo that you use does exactly what the word says. It neutralizes things and it removes all of the thick petroleum bases that are on the scalp, right? So now at this point, I am just putting in leave-in conditioner and I am getting ready to blow dry her hair. At this point, she didn't know exactly what style she wanted to do, but she knew she wanted a haircut. But either way, it wasn't a big deal because we were only doing a retouch relaxer. So regardless, at this point, I was telling her, okay, Mama, you got a couple minutes to it's going to take me about 10-15 minutes to blow dry your hair. So by the time we get done, I need to know what you want to do, right? So her hair looked absolutely beautiful. Again, at any time, pause it, zoom in on my round brush, and see that there is no hair whatsoever in her round brush. Okay, in her round brush, in my round brush. So as we are blow drying her hair, I also want to mention that I did mix Olaplex in her relaxer, and then I use purple shampoo. At this time, Olaplex didn't have their purple shampoo, so I have my own in there from Shimmer and Lights, and that was the one of the shampoos I used after I rinsed the relaxer out to make sure that her gray hair didn't have like that yellow tint to it. But I loved her gray hair in the way it looks. I hope mine comes in looking just like this. It's so. So she decided, as you can see, she like showed me exactly how short she wanted it, and she said, "Baby, I want something that's gonna be easy off my neck. It's gonna grow back fast. I just need it off my neck." So I need y'all to know, y'all ancestors for real, like y'all mamas, y'all grandmas, y'all aunties was not walking around with wet hair. They were not walking around with wash and goes and stuff. And most older black women have extremely healthy hair because they know what they're doing. And not all, right? A lot of them don't know what they're doing, but there are a very big majority of black women, older black women, who know what they're doing. Like when we look at some of our grandmas, some of our aunties, like my husband's aunt is 104 years old and she still goes into the shop every 2 weeks to get a roller set. 104. Still got a bunch of hair. Like, what are we talking about? So these are things that I really want everybody to think about. And at this point, again, I am doing like over direction because she decided that she wanted like an A-line bob, which ended up being super fun, right? I love these haircuts. It's one of my favorite ones. But again, I want you to think about that. Even with silk, again, with silk amino acid is in your shampoos, it's in your conditioners, it's in your leave-in conditioners, it's in your serums, and guess what? Silk proteins are in most oils. So these are things that I really want you to think about it. Like the lipids that are in oils and things of that nature, we're gonna break it down because I know that again, there are so many channels that's like, oh, this is a lie, this is a lie, this isn't true. It's like, listen, what I am not gonna do is spend my time watching other people's videos about me and reacting to them. I will not do that. But if you guys send me messages like you did this go around telling me that you're confused about a certain thing, I have no problem explaining. No problem whatsoever. So it's something that I really want you to understand, something I want you to research for yourself. Again, silk aminos, me saying that silk aminos are the thing within the conditioner that give it its slip is not misinformation, guys. And whoever is telling you that is misinformation, I really need you to sit there and think about where they're getting their information from. Because all of these things are things that you can clearly see for yourself, right? And I really want you to make sure you're listening. If you're going to be talking or taking advice scientifically, take it from a scientist, right? If you're going to listen to scientific information, right? If the only way that somebody can negate something that another person says is by reading an article, then I don't know how much you should listen to that person, because for the most part, I don't give you guys anything from an article. I give you the information and I tell you where to go vet it and find it for yourself. And every time, there's so many moderators here on my channel, you guys, that are moderators because they stand by me so tough, because in the past they were fighting against me until they started balding. And they were like, oh my God, all of the things that she said was true. And my hair is really falling out. And then they will email me and say, I was one of the ones that was the naysayers. I was one of the negative people against you, saying, I am so sorry. Everything that you said was going to happen, happened. And I'm humbly asking you to please help me. And you know what I do? I help. Because it's not about that. Because I understand that people rage bait you for views. And if you don't know how to research things and vet things for yourself, then that's what it's going to be. Because with an easy Google search just on YouTube, I was able to go to Wholesale Supplies Plus. If you go to Wholesale Supplies Plus, go to their website, right? I mean, just go to their YouTube channel. And in every video that they make a conditioner, a lot of times they're leave-in conditioners, they're going to use silk amino acid. Watch. Don't take my word for it. Go watch the videos for yourself, the way that I just showed you the screenshot of the one when we first start. So these are things that I really want us to think about. I want us to be more pressed about learning the science of hair than we are about getting them blogs that are made just to put other Black people down. It's crazy, right? Because when I did look through it a little bit, like literally the only things that I was able to read without it disrupting my energy were the things that I put at the beginning of the video as screenshots. And as a people, we have to stop being used as the number one enemy to each other, because it's ridiculous. When you go on that actual blog, it's literally full of nothing but Black women shaming and attacking other Black influencers or hairstylists or whatever. So it makes so much sense when looking at blogs like that why it is so hard for most women to find a good cosmetologist, because the good cosmetologists are, if they say anything that differs from the Team Natural community, they end up on blogs. They end up with a whole bunch of people in their comments like, she's a liar, saying all of these negative things about them. And see, the difference between me and them is I don't care. I eat it for breakfast. It doesn't bother me at all, because my purpose is so much bigger than the words that come out of people's mouths. It's so much bigger than that. Not to mention, I'm so protected that it don't make no sense. So it's no reason for me to stop. But I do really want you guys to see the difference. See the difference between somebody who is giving you scientific information that you can go vet yourself, and somebody who's just rage baiting you through emotions. Anybody who comes on my channel with a preconceived notion about me, with feelings about me and my personal life and whatever that is, you need to go and look at the source and see that you've become a small piece. You've become an imp for the person who is making the content about me. You've become an imp. You're talking like them. You're moving like them. You're thinking the way that they think, and it's literally for no reason. So this is why I want everybody to really sit back and think about who they're listening to. I am not telling you to stop listening to them and listen to me. I am not. What I am telling you to do is think about it. Like, really think about it. Make it make sense, and really sit down and look at what you're talking about. Look at the things that you're believing. Because on this thread, there were hundreds of women like, Sam's lying. And look at this person. They already made a video. She's lying. Silk amino acids aren't in conditioners. It is literally right there. It's crazy. So this is something, again, that I want everybody to think about. Mama here is sexy, okay? Now I am putting a little bit of serum in her hair. We're going to wrap it around in a circle. She's going to go under the dryer, under cool air for about 10 minutes. We only did 10 minutes because she said she get hot flashes and I wasn't trying to have her hair sweating out. But this is how her bob turned out. This is her relaxer. Her hair is still healthy. Her hair was relaxed before she sat in my chair. And as you can see, the hair that I cut off was healthy hair. It was not broken. It was not razzled and tazzled. It wasn't. All right. A lot of our grandmas, a lot of our aunties, a lot of our mothers have been getting relaxers since we were little girls, and they still have hair to their butts. Remember, my daddy used to always tell me, look at the source. Always pay attention to the source. I want y'all to start looking at the faces of the people that y'all are listening to. Look at what have they produced. outside of themselves, what have they produced? I will never be a YouTuber that plays in my hair. Hey, look at me. Look what I can do. I'm not doing that. But I can show you some receipts. Oh, baby, I could show you some results. Oh, baby, I could show you person after person with a bald spot that a dermatologist told them would never grow back and it's grown back. I could show you review after review of people who actually tried my techniques without any judgment, without being rage baited. Women who are just able to open up their mind, pull out a pen and a notebook, and really sit there and do their own research. They're able to get the results that they need with no problem. Hair care and having healthy hair is a effortless practice. The thing that is a challenge is breaking down the old patterns and the old routines, the habits of constantly packing oils and butters on the scalp, leaving the hair wet, having these lazy girl practices. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say, but it was a whole thing. It's a whole search term on YouTube. Lazy naturals. There's lazy. The word lazy is not compared, should not be used to describe anything with the human body. You shouldn't be lazy with your hair, your skin, your gut health. Nothing should be labeled as a lazy method when we're talking about the human body, because lazy practices are going to give you lazy results. All right, so I really want you to think about that, because a lazy practice gives you a lazy hair follicle that is really lazy and is barely producing new hair growth cells, right? But when you stop those lazy practices and you follow the science of hair, you're able to grow hair back over and over again. If it falls out, it's nothing, because you can grow it back because you have set patterns and routines. But now, if your hair falls out, you're going to get some conditioner from Beyonce or Rihanna or, I don't know, Tracy Ellis Ross. So these are things that I want y'all to all think about. And the people that y'all listening to, baby, keep listening to them. I don't care. I'm not trying to get you to stop listening to anybody, nor am I trying to get you to listen to me. I'm just giving you both sides of the spectrum, and you could do with them whatever you decide to do with them. But I can officially say that I am past that phase of my career and of my life where I'm trying to like show and prove. Do what you gonna feel. Do what you want to do. Do what you gonna do. Do what you feel. But as you can see, her hair turned out beautiful. Let me know what you think about this video. Give it a thumbs up. Leave me some comments below. Make sure you share this video and stay tuned for our next one. Bye.